Hello and welcome back to 7th Crown Tarot. My name's Louise and I make YouTube videos here that focus on tarot channeled messages. So if you found this video, then chances are it's for you. And this will be further confirmed by the first few messages that come through. If you don't feel like they align, that's okay. We have many videos here on YouTube, including other people's videos. You can always check those out. Don't try to force things to fit, because then, it's just not good for you. You should just only take what resonates, and if something doesn't resonate, then just leave it for someone else. It might be for someone else, even if most of the reading is for you. Alright, so if you're new here, thank you so much for being here, and if you're returning, thank you as well. So this reading is going to be for a person who is accepting that they have to move away from something because they see that that's not really bearing fruit, whatever it was that they were trying to move towards or whatever they were investing in. It was like this elusive thing that kept getting away from them. And this really made you feel like your energy was stagnating, and as though you were always chasing something that was not real. It made you feel as though what you want is unobtainable, and that's not like an abundant mindset. So you accepted this and you moved on. There's some sort of suspicion here also. What is this suspicion, Spirit? So I'm getting strongly that you're in this period of life where you want things to feel flowy. You want there to be some sort of like click that happens in your life. You could be in your mid-20s, you could be in your early 30s. Usually in your 30s, I feel like you're either in your 30s or you're starting to mature, because everyone matures at different rates. So you don't necessarily have to be those ages. But you're at this point where you're grounded and you want things to be what they are. You want things to be what they are. So you want things to present themselves as straightforward. This could be people, places, or things. So you don't want things to be too good to be true. And this is because you've met a lot of people who have, or places, things that have presented themselves as too good to be true. And you've been let down. And you've had your suspicions around them. And that always turned out to be right. So now you're trusting your intuition, even when something seems promising and it almost like proves you wrong. You are trusting it. So even if it makes you look kind of dumb for accepting the fact that this thing is not for you and you're stepping away from it, you're no longer questioning that. You're allowing things to fall away because you can see things from a higher vantage point that you couldn't before. And you're mature at this point. I also get a really interesting message here around exploration. This has something to do with you no longer seeing things from like a purely functional standpoint, because this is adding on to that energy of I want financial stability, but I don't just want financial stability. I want financial abundance. So you could be looking for and experimenting with a lot of different small ways to make money right now. Maybe you're investing in different skills, or you're um, trying to really search inward in what it is that you provide to people that you could create a living off of, that you would actually enjoy, as opposed to um, feeling like the days are just going by. Monotony. You know, like you're not. I feel as though you've experienced that life. You've experienced the life of monotony, and you didn't feel like it was a life worth living. You want to now start focusing on the brighter side of life and the things that really bring you this ultimate form of fulfillment that exemplify like who it is that you really are uniquely here. You're focused on creating a sustainable future for yourself as this bold, creative individual. Professional and light hair in the reverse. This was something that was imposed upon you by people that that were around you. I'm getting parents heavily, that you had to, you know, go to school, go to work, have kids, and the end. And this is something that you're breaking out of. There's a manipulative energy here that you're getting out of, a manipulative mindset that you're getting out of. So this is almost like you tricking yourself into believing that you enjoy these things. And that's funny. That's a funny energy to be in. Where it's like you didn't actually enjoy this. And it wasn't bringing you any kind of fulfillment. And also, additionally, it wasn't bringing you any kind of long-term abundance. It wasn't building upon the skills that you have, and it was only slowing you down. So you're taking a look inward right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we got the Hermit. So right now you're in a season of your time where you're cleansing out these things that you don't want anymore. And focusing on balancing out this scale in your life. Because it seems almost like you accepted the fact that something that wasn't for you was in your life, and you kind of just like kept it there. Which is okay. That happens to everybody. Sorry, my foot's kind of falling asleep. And maybe this is how you felt. You felt like you were asleep. You felt like you were sleeping through your life. But then something happened one day. You saw somebody else living their life in a way that you wanted to live. And you saw that you didn't have to be strategic about having to like climb the corporate ladder, I'm hearing. That this wasn't the only way of existing. And sometimes it can be very difficult for us to imagine a life outside of the one that we're so used to. But this person gave you almost like a window into a life that exists outside of your own that seems very exciting to you. We also have, so funny thing is, I have Virgo here. I have been learning what the different cards, what they mean. And so that was stuck to one of the cards. And I thought that I got them all off, but apparently that one is still on there. So that's no coincidence. You could be a Virgo. But you could also be thinking really hard on how to get out of this situation that you're in, where you're in a certain kind of lifestyle that now you feel stuck in. And you feel like there's a lot of self-reflection here going on. You feel like you've wasted time. But I want to tell you, you didn't waste your time. You learned things about yourself. Even when we feel like we wasted our time. Time is never wasted because it's just an illusion. Time is just like a tool here that we use as humans. So you got the High Priestess in reverse and the Sun, as well as the Six of Swords. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna post this video. If I do, hello. But I just feel like it's such like a low feeling. I feel like you're really feeling very low right now. And you're really in need of some sort of change. And so you're creating that change for yourself. Because you got the Sun and the Six of Swords. You're really yearning for change. And it's definitely a time to listen to your intuition about this. Which is good that you're tuning more into readings. But I would definitely say that if you're experiencing something like this, I would say also to just follow those internal nudges, and this is going to be me going on like a little bit of like a tangent here, because people, when they think about like growing your intuition, they think about big things, like let's say your intuition is telling you that you should get away from a relationship, or that you should quit your job, or whatever. It's not always huge things. Huge things make huge differences. But also, if you are living day to day, connecting to your intuition, and choosing to eat things that aren't good for you, even though your little intuition is like telling you, no, don't do that. Don't grab that. Don't grab that extra coffee or whatever. You're gonna feel whatever. This is the best way to grow your intuition, to say okay and to listen to it. Then that communication, it strengthens over time. And it's a lot simpler than making those huge decisions that can often be so scary. I definitely recommend making smaller steps over making huge steps if you're looking to grow your intuition. So you also got the King of Swords in reverse and the Star. I feel as though you have a lot of toxicity around you. And a lot of you're feeling hopeless right now. You're feeling hopeless and like you can't get out of the situation that you're in right now. But you can. You can. And I think that recommendation of taking tiny steps that seem manageable is actually the best advice that Spirit could give you. Because yes, you might not be able to make those big moves because you're chained to a lot of different things right now. Like, you know, you have perhaps some people that you need to take care of, or maybe you have certain kinds of responsibilities, and that's totally fine too. But the most important thing is that you make these tiny steps every single day and keep your head up and do the small things that bring novelty into your life. I feel like this emphasis on bringing novelty into your life. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight, but he's also guaranteed success because he's moving towards it slowly, but it's guaranteed. It's like the tortoise versus the hare. Well, you're the tortoise right now, but the thing about being the hare is if you cross that finish line quickly, people cheer for you and then it's over. But if you're the tortoise and people are, and this is not necessarily other people cheering for you, because it's more so an internal thing. It's like when you cross that finish line, you put so much thought and intention into every single step that when you finally do cross that finish line, it's so much sweeter. And it almost doesn't even matter that you crossed the finish line, because you placed more importance on the beauty of life. And in that way, you live life so much more than a lot of people out there. If you were to start living life more now, you would live it more than most people out there. There's a lack of movement. Yeah, there's a lack of movement, and that's okay. This is a very tough journey right now for you, but you're gonna get through it. You're feeling as though things are kind of going around and around, and there's no like victory. But you need to keep in mind that it's a slow and steady progress. So, taking pictures along the way, really embracing life, becoming poetic about it, seeing things through the eye of a child again. Right now, you're asked to kind of go into the eyes of a child. Like, become that child again. Maybe this means taking a little bit of time to go to like a coffee shop or something that you really like, or go on like a little adventure and let your inner child free. Let them explore. You could have a lot of inner wounding right now that you have to work on. That doesn't necessarily have to be going to a therapist. It could just be living life more mindfully and trying to be grateful more often. Because I have a feeling that you live like a very sad life right now, and that's not a diss. We all go through these times. It just feels like you're having to put up some sort of front right now that like it just feels like it doesn't align with who you are. And so it's really hard, because you got compatibility and shared values. Like, the life that you currently live right now is just not the one that you want to be in. Okay, so, Spirit, what is it that my collective's life will look like after they decide to make these changes? Who is the Queen of Cups? Thought so. So one of the changes, actually, before we get started on what it will look like, is there's somebody here in your life that doesn't want your success. They're draining you of your success. They see your potential, and Spirit is asking you to really reflect on how cruel this person is emotionally, how manipulative they can be. Anytime you try to express some sort of desires or dreams that you have around your life and what it could be, and how this person always wants to know about your plans. This person, now to go into the future, if you are to take this step of no longer including them in understanding what's going on in your life, you'll be able to grow and build, and you won't have any more drama in your life. You won't have to worry about what's around the corner. You won't have to worry about keeping up a front or protecting yourself. You won't have to worry about somebody coming to sabotage. And I also feel like this is self-sabotage. That trauma that we were talking about, maybe you suffer from self-sabotage. Maybe you have times where you kind of struggle to see your own worth, to see your own strength. And it, self-sabotage also, you got 8 of Pentacles in reverse. It's also causing you to have a really hard time in building this future. And I didn't mean to smile, but it's something that I just resonate with so deeply. Because for the longest time, I almost couldn't grow anything. Like, this channel is the first thing that I've been very consistent at. And it's dissecting your thoughts around having consistency in your life with your own projects is really difficult. It's something that I had to work on. And honestly, myself, I don't know if this is something that you need to hear, but if you're a very thoughtful person, then you have to take the opposite approach. You have to think, am I more somebody who overthinks, or somebody who acts too much? And then whatever your weakness is, you have to do the opposite. So for me, it was, I overthought too much. So 24:24 on the clock, as I see that. So for me, the solution was to just do. And so I try to make it as easy as I can for myself to just do. So I have like a little ring light here. I have a stand. I sit on the ground and I have these swords behind me. And now I have this light. But keep it simple. Keep whatever you're doing simple. And you'll find strength in that. Because you'll start to build momentum. You'll start to build confidence. and it will be unshakable, unbreakable, and very inspiring. And then once you have this understanding of what was missing, you'll be able to teach other people about that and also change it. You'll be able to edit it. Remember, it's a winding road, and it's never going to be like this. It's always going to be up and down. So right now you're in a down, but that's okay. Just do your best to enjoy life the way that it is. Even if your life isn't joyful, don't focus on the things that aren't joyful right now. Spend time doing things that you like, and this too shall pass, as they say. So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped somehow. It was a very difficult energy to be in, so I can only imagine how you're feeling right now. And if you stayed till the end, I commend you, because this is a very difficult reading to make for me, but it's also very difficult to watch these kinds of readings. I've been on the other end of it, and I appreciate you. And I think that you're doing a great job on seeing what it is that you don't want in your life and deciding to go in the other direction. So, congratulations. Your life is yours again, and nobody can take it away. You decide from here on out. Okay? Have a good day, good morning, good night, whenever you're watching this reading. And if you would like a private reading, I have those down below with my information. You can contact me for one. And if this is where I leave off, see ya.